This is the second episode of the MnM show. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Today, who do we have the pleasure of having on the show?
Asma.
Asma, yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. I think that today's episode is going to be interesting.
I hope so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's going to depend on you, right?
It's gonna depend on me, plus it's gonna depend on the viewers.
On the viewers, of
Yeah,
course.
of course.
That's
Because everything we do is for the viewers.
That is correct. That is true, absolutely. So, you have actually just moved to Montreal not too long ago, right?
Yeah, it's almost like a couple of months.
A couple of months.
Oh.
Are you adjusting to it well? How do you feel about Montreal so far?
To be honest, I didn't get enough time to enjoy the city, see the city.
Really?
Yeah, really. It's just downtown, not like
Yeah.
I haven't been like to any other place except downtown.
Except
Because
that.
it's yeah.
Yeah,
It's, it's because of the work. Yeah.
Work related issues always.
Yeah.
They've got you pretty busy. You got here and then right away to work.
To work, yes.
Okay.
Mm.
And how do you find so far the difference between was in Toronto that you worked for?
Yeah, I was in Toronto for almost 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm. So how was Toronto compared to Montreal?
Very busy and very loud. Actually, I like this thing about Montreal that it's a little calm.
You actually find Montreal calm?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is as compared to Toronto.
Yeah, I mean I've been to Toronto once, I believe, and it was pretty busy. It's true.
Yeah,
Like,
crowded, noisy. Yeah,
your metro system's a little bit weird, but
yeah,
I
that's subway by the way.
you guys call it the subway,
Yeah, we
not the
call it
metro.
subway, not the metro.
We have the metro here in Montreal, actually.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of attacks happening in your subway system.
Tax?
Attacks.
Attacks,
So many
yeah.
attacks happening
A
like,
lot,
all
a
the time.
lot.
I was seeing on TikTok every other day there was another attack, another
Mhm.
outburst, somebody being chased and
Pushed on the tracks and stabbed in the face and
what the hell's happening in Toronto? It's a good thing you left there.
Yeah, I think people are very impatient.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the funny part or interesting part is all these attacks are done by the teenagers, like mostly.
Teenagers are
Teenagers, yeah.
They're losing their marbles, you could say.
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, Montreal has its own share of problems and stuff like that. But I think the more people from Toronto that come here, the crazier Montreal is gonna get.
Oh,
But-
oh yes, but I've heard that a lot of people are moving from Montreal
to
Toronto and other provinces.
Other
like
provinces,
from Quebec in general, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of them are tired a little bit of life here in Montreal, although it is my favorite city, but a lot of them are having trouble with either the French or they're finding, better jobs over there, because the jobs here are not that great sometimes,
Yeah.
But they're getting opportunities out west, even out east there's opportunities for different jobs, and some of them are just packing their stuff and leaving Canada altogether, because
Oh yeah.
life here is a little bit different
Yeah.
nowadays. It's not the same as other countries.
And I was talking to a friend of mine a couple of days ago, and she actually moved from UK 7 years ago. She was in Toronto for a couple of years, and then she moved to Halifax.
Halifax.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a beautiful city.
Yeah, but she's now thinking to go back to UK because she is tired of Canada. She said it's so hard and difficult to live here,
Yeah.
and UK is. I think UK is more expensive than Canada, but she still thinks that UK is way better.
She likes the quality of life
Yes.
over there. Yeah.
Yes. The
I've
job
never-
situation and everything, I guess, as per her, she thinks that it's better in UK than in Canada.
A lot of people actually think that Canada is so perfect, but you come here and you realize that for the most part, most people are living their life just to work
Yeah.
over here.
Mm-hmm.
You hear about a lot of things about how it is in European countries, how they value life, quality of life, and having time for family and stuff like that. And over here, it doesn't really exist. I mean, you have to make time for family life and for your own mental health. But I find that it's very difficult. I've traveled to some places all over Canada, then I have been overseas, and one of the countries that I've seen in Iran, for example, it's not exactly a first world country. It's a developing country. It's you know, they're surviving and they're doing okay, despite their political situation and the sanctions and stuff, and they're having problems. But although the money is hard for most people there, and a lot of them are not wealthy, let's say. Although there's rich, of course, but there's the majority are struggling. It's very difficult for them. Their quality of life is a lot better than ours, and they don't know it, because being there, you're seeing how some of them live, and just talking to them, you see how they think we live over here, how the dream of coming to Canada is like the number one thing for them.
They're fascinated a lot.
They're fascinated. They just want to come here.
Yeah.
You know, and but you look at their life, and you're almost like, well, I want to go there. You know, like they'll take proper break. They'll leave work. They'll go have time either for family, to have lunch, either to pray. They have a balance of, you know, their spiritual life, their family life, their luxury time. They have their nature and stuff like that. And okay, money has to come, but they have quality food. They don't have all this dirty food that we have. All these, you know, we don't have organic stuff anymore now. Everything is mixed with different, you know, pesticides and things to make our tomatoes look better. And you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So it's I forget the term for some reason. GMOs, or like genetically modified. That's it. Yeah. So it's kind of, I don't know. Everything here is just different.
But I guess this kind of thing is, they're trying to make like more things for in cheaper cost, probably, like producing more
for lower price, so the quality has to drop. But it's not. It's actually impacting us in a very bad way, our health wise and everything.
Right.
But over here, I'm telling you, there's a lot of depression here, especially they think that we're having a great time, but people are working more than they're sleeping. And you know, if you think about it, the amount of hours that we work, we're expected to get 8 hours of sleep, and then some places we're working like 11, 12 hours. Some people are working 2 jobs just to get by, and rents are increasing and things like that. So it's not easy. It's not easy. You see people going to their day job, and then at night there's a bunch of people on their scooters around Tim Hortons, and they're like, okay, you know, it's time to go.
Like a second job.
There's a second job, and they're going and doing deliveries and stuff. And I mean, it's normal, but people have to work. And then when do they sleep? And then our health gets affected. You get sick. You know? So life is not easy in Canada.
It's very important to have a work-life balance. But you can only do it if you are earning enough from your one job.
Yeah.
So you can provide for your family or yourself or whatever, and you don't have to do the second job to just survive.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Absolutely.
But I guess it's most of the people who are doing 2 jobs in a day because they have to send money back to their countries. So they have to survive here, and then they have to provide their family in their hometown or home country, wherever they're from. So that makes them work more than a normal person should.
Yeah.
That's also a reason,
There's a lot of people that are here, and they're trying to make a better life for their family back home.
And another fact, there are a lot of students who come here from different countries.
Yeah.
Especially from Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh, all these countries. And I have seen, like I've talked to a couple of people, and I know, but their mind, like their thought process is, they think, oh, if we have enough money to pay for our first semester, we'll be able to survive there. We just have to go there. Just go there, be in the college, and then we'll figure out how we're gonna do things. So they don't have enough money to finance their whole degree. They just have enough money to finance their first semester, and then they have to work double shifts here to provide, like, to make enough money to pay their fee and to pay their expenses.
And international students, it's not cheap.
Oh, it's not.
When I was in university, I was, let's say, paying, I don't know, I can't remember exactly, but 1,500 per semester, maybe a little bit more. That's it. But there was, it was cheap, and it wasn't that expensive. Let's say $200 a course almost. It wasn't that expensive from what I remember. But I spoke to a couple of international students. There was one from China, and she said that She was paying $6,000 almost
For one course?
per, I think it was per semester.
Per semester, yeah. Even then, it's
very expensive.
Yeah.
Almost $1,000 of course. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was 6,000 a semester. Can you imagine?
And can you imagine that in University of Toronto is 15,000 for
$15,000
for a semester for international students? It's the minimum. Like
Wow.
there are some courses or some fields that where you have to pay even more.
Okay.
So this is the minimum, like average 15,000 semester for international students. That's crazy.
And nowadays, most of the new generation, they don't even look at going to university. They don't care about college. They're doing their TikToks and they're doing.
TikTok is easy money. It's
easy money. I'm sorry, but don't get mad at me, but I have to say it's easy money for girls.
Oh, of course.
For the girls.
For girls,
like
it's nothing. Like you just have to have certain things on your body.
Yo, there are some girls. I see some girls. They're just sitting there, literally in a regular T-shirt, no bra, just sitting there,
Yeah.
covered,
yeah.
kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
And they're just talking, or there's this one girl, and she'll just start bouncing up and down because she's doing some exercise, and she's just like, "Thanks, guys." And
people are saying,
money is just, it is insane. What it is these days, and you think
Yeah.
about that, and it's like, why would you go to work if you're making like, even worst case, let's say, I would think on a bad day, those girls, they make like minimum $300-400 a day, just standing there talking to people.
Even if they're
exercising.
making a couple of thousand in a month, it's more than enough to
It's
cover
more
their
than
basics.
enough,
Yeah.
but they make a lot more than
Yeah,
that.
I know.
So the education system is slowly like.
Sometimes I feel bad. It's not bad, of course. Of course, I'm doing good. But like, why? Isn't it unfair? Sorry.
Unfair. Yeah.
Unfair. Like people like them, they're getting money without doing anything productive, and then there are people who are investing in their careers, they're investing in their degrees, and then they're working hard for the society in general, and then they're not getting enough.
You know, the only ones we can blame
Yeah.
is society itself,
Yeah.
because these people making the money, who's giving it to them?
Yeah, of course.
It's all those.
Losers sitting somewhere.
I wouldn't say losers. I mean, like they're other kids that are just enjoying or whatever. Maybe some of them are creeps. You don't know. Maybe there's a 50-year-old man watching a girl that is 60-year-old. He's like, oh, honey, bunny. But
Instead of going somewhere paying hundreds of dollars, he's just paying like
a little bit.
a few cents,
but
3, 4, 5 flowers, few cents.
whatever it is, and
Yeah.
enjoying himself and watching something, and but it's weird to see this type of thing, but this is the society we live in. And even like they talked about what is it called, OnlyFans and stuff. It's
I still
men
don't
that
have
are
any
just
idea
sitting
what
there.
OnlyFans is.
Yeah, you don't need to know.
Oh, okay.
But it's kind of the same thing, but just a little bit worse. And you know, people are just, they get paid for doing that. But the majority of people, I mean, majority of people who want to have a proper education, who want to do something, they have to go through the struggle. They have to go and get a degree and start working. Otherwise, if you don't have your degree and you want to get a job that pays well, it's kind of difficult. I mean, there's a lot of people, you know, they start out with call centers and stuff. I have so many stories about that. When I was young and when I was just finishing school, before finding an actual job in my field, like I've gone through call centers and stuff like that. And that's actually one of the jobs that's a little bit easier to do if you're looking to get at least decent money, but it's still a lot of stress mentally and a lot of work. To have to sit there and take call after call and deal with people. People are not easy to deal with these days. Depending on what type of call center you're in as well, but you know, people, customer service and any type of servicing system where you have to deal with people, it takes a lot of energy out of you, honestly.
But on the plus side, if you're a student, it's
Yeah.
easier to do a job at call center because of timings. You can do it after your college and after your
Yeah.
study time.
Yeah.
Second thing, you're just getting some income. It's not technical. Like, there's nothing technical about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easier to get in the system and then do that job. Plus, you're polishing your skills.
Absolutely.
The best and perfect thing is to polishing your skills.
Yeah.
You're talking to other people. You're learning how to talk to people and how to be if you're in a difficult situation, how to handle it.
Exactly. Absolutely.
So it's a plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends that I know that they've gone through the same system, going to call centers and working while going to school, and even after school a little bit while
Yeah.
waiting to find that perfect job. But it's a struggle, but it's good. It's good experience, and nowadays a lot of people are just doing Uber and Uber Eats and Skip, and
You can earn money doing Uber Eats and skip the dishes and these kind of delivery services, but I personally think that doesn't add value to your life in general. It's not. It's you're earning money. That's
Yeah.
one thing, but it's not adding any value.
That's a good point. But there's a lot of people at a certain age where the value of the life becomes such that they realize that they just need to have a good meal on the table, need to have a good
Yeah.
shelter, need to be able to travel once in a while,
Yeah.
and they just need to make their paper somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have a prestige becoming a lawyer or becoming a doctor and whatever, but these type of things, whether you're doing it or not, are you happy at work? Are you happy in life? There's doctors that I know that they go and
Yeah.
sometimes they're not even getting paid for the work that they're doing because maybe somebody is, let's say, traveling and they forget to fill out the form, and then you're from out of town, so doctors don't get paid for surgery that they're doing or whatever it might be. There's people that they're lawyers or whatever, but they're never home, they're never happy because they're always working so much and dealing with clients, and you don't have time to really relax. You go and take a vacation once in a while, but are you really happy? Can you really enjoy your time? There's some people that are making a lot of money, but
Yeah.
they're only working all the time. They don't take time to breathe. When I was working in a call center, the hours weren't that bad. I'd work different hours. Sometimes it was from 8 to 4, and on the weekends I'd work 7 to 3. So at 3 o'clock on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, I was out and I was able to go out when I was younger and go out with my friends at night, weekend, no problem.
Yeah.
Sunday I'd come to work, I'd be tired. I'd be like, oh my god, I gotta take another call. No! But I'm there. Thank you for calling. How can I help you? But I still got the time, to relax. But knowing me and how I am, I went and did a second job and I worked in a restaurant after work.
Because that's you.
I was
That's
working
you.
like 65 hours a week back then. I was
Oh my God, that's
crazy.
crazy.
I was crazy. But I didn't do it because I had to. I was a workaholic and I didn't appreciate my free time. And now I understand the importance of having this because life is short.
Yeah.
We never know when's our last day, right? So
Mm.
we need to find a way to have a good balance, and it doesn't mean to go out and party and go crazy, but it means to be prepared for the future,
Yeah.
and be able to live in the present, but have some fun at the same time, and enjoy what we have.
Exactly. But I guess sometimes it's also like you don't have enough guidance in terms of how you should be managing your time
Yeah.
and what's the importance of having a free time or leisure time in your life
Mhm.
to not just earn the money but to enjoy spending that money too.
Yeah, of
So
course.
that's also an art.
Yeah.
And a
Absolutely.
lot of us don't know this. Like we are not aware how we can manage our time and how we can manage even a little money and get more out of that. It's an art, and we all are still everybody's still learning.
How do you cope with it?
I'm very content maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've had crazy times in my life too.
Yeah.
Like when I was studying and I was doing my degree, I was working part-time with my degree, so that was the most crazy time of my life. Working and studying almost 16 to 20 hours a day and then getting max 6 hours sleep a day. That was hard. But at that time I was enjoying that too. Probably I'm a workaholic too, but
Workaholic, yeah.
yeah, probably. Not really, but But then after I completed my degree, I had 5-6 years where I was just working 9 to 5 and not doing anything after that. Having my time, like going out with friends, enjoying my time, free time, watching movies, doing things. Like enjoying my time with my sister. That was the best time ever in my life.
Yeah.
But yeah. But then I joined corporate. Oh my god.
And what happened then?
I didn't have time for anything. Anything. Like my work hours were 9 to unlimited.
9 to unlimited.
Unlimited. No.
You can't go home. Stay
No.
infinity and beyond.
Yeah. I used to be at office like from 9 to 11 p.m. 11:30 p.m. At
Here or
office.
back home?
Back home. At office, not just working from home, just in the office.
Wow.
9 to 11:30, and some days there were days when I would left around 12:30. My sister got really mad. And she said, why your manager is like, why he can't stay and work, and why he is expecting you, being a girl, staying at office that late. But work is work. I don't know.
Work is work.
Yeah, work is work.
Were you expected to be there that late, or you did because you just wanted to be,
I
up to
was
par with the work?
expected to be at work, and I'm kind of person who takes responsibility of everything I do.
Okay.
So if I'm feeling myself responsible for that task, I would do that no matter what.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of like it's me.
Oh, well, that's very good.
Not good for me.
No, I mean
Good
it's
for
very
the
good
company,
for the
but not for me. Yeah.
Yeah, but now you're changing and you're not doing corporate anymore, are you?
I am.
You are. You're still doing corporate.
But now I know that when to say no. I can say no now.
You can speak up a little bit.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
Loud and clear. Hanji.
Hanji. Hanji.
Hanji. Hanji, baby.
You know one thing that sometimes I get too tired of speaking English. Like, of course, English is not my first language, so sometimes the urge to speak in Urdu is so like bad.
It's so strong, you mean?
Yeah, strong or bad. I would say bad.
The
I don't
urge,
know.
okay.
Anyway, that I start speaking in Urdu.
To people that don't understand.
Yeah. Because
It's just a natural thing that comes out of you when you're tired. Yeah. And then they look at you with their eyes wide open, like, what? What did you say?
I don't know. Never mind. Okay.
So, very interesting. And so the life, like I said, the life here is not all that it seems to people from overseas. But
Yeah.
I mean, we do have a lot of nice things here. Not gonna complain, but the lifestyle is pretty tough. Harder than what they think. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But no, it's good. It's good. That was a good discussion we had over there. I like that.
Yeah. Not very intense.
Not very intense, especially for just the second episode here. We're just getting to a little bit.
A little chit-chat, like
A little chit-chat.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Huh? You guys agree that life in Canada is not all that it seems to be for people that are overseas, or do you think that it is the best place, especially if you guys have traveled anywhere else? And,
If they have experienced anything like different.
do you guys see it the same way as we do, or have you seen other countries where, I mean, there's definitely some places probably that would be really, really hard to live. Like I can imagine, for example, in Afghanistan, where a lot of places are really difficult over there. Some places, but it's not everywhere. They still have some parts of the cities and stuff that are really good, and family life is good over there as well. But I know that some places in the world definitely have it hard. But as I was saying, overall, it's the quality of life. For if we're looking at any other country around, and they look at family life and quality time, I really do think that here it's not as easy as it seems.
Yeah.
So we'd like to hear from you guys, and hopefully you guys can give us your feedback, what you think about this topic, and maybe what you'd like to hear us talk about for the next topic, for sure. And it's also interesting because this is the second episode, and
Yeah.
just before we go, I'm gonna be talking about the fact that you have a good story that you are gonna tell me about how you heard someone else start their podcast.
Oh yes.
And we
That's
can
a very interesting story.
very interesting story, and we can actually get into that for our third episode.
Yeah, sure.
So you
sure.
you'll tell us what you experienced somebody go through,
Yeah.
and how their setup was, and we don't even have the mics yet. We're just literally doing it with a cell phone, so it's really fun and interesting to start off with like this. But we're gonna go through some experiences.
Yeah. I guess the first few episodes are like that. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
are,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, we set up, and then we started to get the hang of things,
And it also depends on the viewers. If they want us to continue this, then
Yeah.
of course we're gonna invest in it.
and if they don't really care, then that's it, خلاص.
Yeah.
So it's gonna depend on you guys
Yeah.
whether you're gonna want to see more of the MnM show or
Mm.
not. But we are hoping to hear from you guys, and a lot of my supporters are coming from TikTok as well,
Right.
because
right.
they are part of the chess group that we have over there.
Mhm.
So they're giving a lot of love and support, and I want to thank all of you guys for that continuous efforts and love that you're showing. So I think
Before we sign off,
Yeah.
would you like to tell viewers more about how often you're gonna post your videos and how often they'll be able to see you?
Sure. We are planning to have at least one video a week, and our target is to always be posting every Saturday. So
Right.
Saturday is the goal that we want to be posting. Yeah,
So
and we are going to be doing lives as well on TikTok. So for the MnM show, so you guys can feel free to come. It's gonna be Momo on TikTok, and you'd be able to see us going live for the MnM show. Every now and then. Probably on Fridays we'll be going live
okay.
a little
yeah.
bit, and a little bit more often than that on TikTok, but the actual episodes will be once a week.
Once a week.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Do you have any other input on that as well? Or
No, I think yeah.
well, guys, thank you once again for joining in, and we do hope to see you again.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Oh yes, please subscribe, and don't forget to like the video.
Yeah, if you really like it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like, just press the button.
Boss's orders.
Yeah.
Press the button. Press the button.
Press the
Okay.
button.
All right, guys. Take care. Thank you.
Bye.